Hiya. How you doing? Who's with me? It's so dark, isn't it? I'm really sorry. Hello. So I went live for 50 minutes and then I literally got kicked out by YouTube, which I've never seen before. Talking about religion, and it won't process at the moment. Like it was still showing as being live, but it's just looping the last 5 seconds. So to try to make the stream stop, I decided to start another stream, and then hopefully that's going to make it stop. And there is basically the point of this live stream, so you know, pertinent to preface at this point, is just that I'm at home alone and I haven't got a television and I've watched enough videos, and if people message, then I will have people to talk to. Hello, says Isla Smith. You have a weird name. What made you choose that name? And hello to you. I'll just preface this and I'll do it again just to say that I'm sitting at home alone, and so I've watched enough videos and I don't have a television anyway, so I just talk to people in the chat if they are wanting to talk. Or I should say you, but hey ho. I mean, I'm just so difficult to explain. I'm not even sure how to say that. It's not Isla, surely it's Isla. Right? The lighting is not good. That's better. Well, yeah, so the White Rabbit UK is just my username as well, based on a pen name. My lips are going see-through. Like when I sit back, you can't see the top of my lip, isn't it? It's weird. And even there, like when I'm looking at it, it's like it's just molding in. Like you can't see the distinction on the lip line. It's really weird. Hi there, says Roman. I can't read these. Isla, yeah, sorry, I butchered it first. But actually, Isla's a pretty name. Roman Valenzuelaza. How's life for you guys? How's the medical care? You weren't here at the beginning, but what happened is I was making a live stream, and then literally YouTube kicked me out of the live stream, which I've never seen before. I've accidentally kicked myself out before. But this time I literally just got kicked off it, and it won't finish, it won't stop and then process. So I thought if I make another live stream, then obviously hopefully on YouTube that's going to make it stop. Like I can't find it. And this happened to me once before when it was my mistake that I kicked myself out, and then it wouldn't stop, and it's not in the studio and I can't watch it, and it's like it just loops the last 5 seconds over and over. So this will fix it. Doing this live will make it stop, and if it doesn't, it will stop later. It's happened once before, and I think like within about 12 hours it had made itself go normal again. So I'm not reading comments like that. Happy Christmas, John. Happy Christmas to you. Hello, T-Maz. There's a comment here. I'm not going to read his name, but I'm going to hide. What's the thing here? If I go timeout, then it's like a week or two, but I think just one strike and you're out. This user's messages will be hidden. No tolerance. They wrote a stupid comment. It's their first ever comment. I could have put them in timeout for 24 hours or a week, and then they're going to come back harder next time. So that person has been thrown out, can no longer comment on this. Hooray. It's just, you know, answer to your question, Roman, just technology. I have no real concept of why the live stream ended. I was speaking, and then I just literally saw it, like, it just disappeared. The whole screen disappeared, and I was back on my home page on my phone. So, do you think this will be long enough? Will have made it stop? Because I've not got a massive reason to be here right now. I mean, if it's useful to people, then I'll keep doing it. But it might just end up me, to use a local term, smoking a fag and probably toasting some cannabis as well. John, I do know your name because I gave you money last year. Sometimes I like to give people 20 quid because sometimes people give me 20 quid for streaming. And I think you're actually really funny and you're really engaging and you put loads of hours into what you do. So when I sent you money, that was how I found out what your name was. And if I don't call you John, then I have to call you Belfast. And then I'm like just going, oh, Merry Christmas, Belfast. You know, it sounds, you're making me look crazy. I don't need help in that regard. This is not what I gave you money for. I gave you 20 quid so that I get to know what your goddamn name is. Jokes. Yeah, Roman, I've had, recently when I've been streaming, I've had a lot of new people. And, it's great. It's, you know, but my concern is that I want to do some good takes and everything, and I think my work could be tidied up probably better, like thumbnails. But one thing I've noticed, if I log out of YouTube and then I'm looking at my own work and it's not even using the thumbnails that I've given it. Most of the time I'm just using thumbnails that have been recommended to me in the studio. I'm not making thumbnails, and you know, that would make things look a lot more professional. And if I turned up in front of the camera, at least how I am today, you know, it's like, it's a much better idea. But that's just not where the last year's, it's not where I've been from. But moving forwards, if I want more engagement, whatever, then that's the sort of thing I'd need to be looking into doing. But the main thing is that I really need medical help. It's not, I'm not trying to get followers or, you know, anything in particular. I'd like to do some good work, give some good takes, make, you know, give people food for thought and do it better. But that doesn't, more followers will not get me there. Right medical assistance would get me there. So I am just in the very long queue of people who haven't quite got the right medical care yet. I'm sure I'm not the first, but my circumstances are quite extreme for what I've been put through. But it's something I'm having to handle alone, mostly, for want of speaking. I've just seen loads of comments. So welcome if you're here for the first time. Hello if you come back again. Agatha, hello. Do I want to do an IRL stream together? Honestly, I'm not really keen to take on, and if that was a serious offer, I mean, yes is my first answer, but no, as in not right now. Like, not with this problem that I've got. Genuine answer. Who will win in the race, the rabbit, the kangaroo, the cheetah, or the ancient king rabbit? Rani Henson, who will win in a race? Rabbit, kangaroo, cheetah? Well, the cheetah, obviously. And also it depends what the distance is, though. Belfast, when I sell my apartment, then I will get surgery, and then a couple of months after that, things are going to look really different for me, and I'll be getting physiotherapy regularly. So until that point, until then, there is no point me agreeing to do anything, going anywhere, seeing anybody, doing any work. Facts. So it would be nice to do that next year. In fact, one of your friends lives in Belfast, who I met, and or at least I don't think you're friends, but I think he he probably found my page via you, and we went for dinner or like in the summer and went to his gig, and he's in Belfast. And what I'm trying to say is, when I sell my apartment, I have zero idea about where I'm going. Obviously I'm going to be renting. I did look at some properties in Liverpool, because every now and then you'll find a really decent property in Liverpool for around 50,000, which would make total sense, like, rather than renting, because then eventually my money's going to run out and I'll be back onto welfare, but I'd have my own place. And I did find a spot on place, but it was sold. I think it sold for about 60,000. So, but above that, no. So there's not a ton of places that I know of, like, to look for property that's in that price range. That was a small 1-bedroom place, but basically it ticked loads of boxes for me, like the location. It had good central heating, it had a little private kind of patio garden off the bedroom, and I love all that. So but my place isn't sold anyway. But yeah, when I go renting again, I do not know where I'm going to move to. And not to be funny, but I've never lived in Belfast, and I've kind of gone in lots of different places in mainland, and you know, at least I know a person or two, like, in Belfast, and maybe I'd love it. Like, you know, my mum's only down the road as well. She's like an hour south of Dublin, so obviously it's not just down the road, but, you know, she might like that for some reason. Have zero clues. But it's also really tricky, because it's not like I can get my surgery and then move home. I've got to move home, get surgery, which I've obviously got to pay for. So I've got to find a surgeon and then go wherever it is that they work to get the thing done and then recover. And it's like, it would be much better if it was the other way around. Like, if I could get the surgery first and then move, and then I could just kick straight on into getting physio and everything, because I need maintenance physio. Like, it's not like you injure yourself, you get physio, you recover, you go back to work, and you don't need physio anymore. When you live with conditions like this, you have to have maintenance, and I've not been having it, like, virtually ever. You know, just pay as and when I'm able to see someone. I need to be seen once a week. Hands off our NHS is highly ironic. I don't think they're allowed to touch people anymore, are they? Well, I mean, that's really kind of you, actually. Yeah, maybe that would be awesome. That's just a complete alternative, because I'm stuck for ideas. I know it won't be down south, because it's just the rent is too high. So then I've been sort of basically looking at Liverpool, toying with the idea of Manchester, but not really sure. And the surgeon that I'm looking at, he works from Sheffield and from Nottingham. I think that's right. So Sheffield's not too far from there. So this is the awkward thing. It's like, or maybe it's not that awkward, but I mean, sure, there'll be like surgeons in Belfast and everything. It's just this particular guy works with this particular issue, and at the end of the day, hopefully if I'm paying them, then I'll be getting a more assured of a good service. But there's something to be said for having a chaperone when you're going into surgery, because so many people have kind of got really unbalanced that work in medicine, and it seems like a really dangerous environment to be in. And I don't think that the cameras give any security, because it depends on the team of people. Let's say in a department, in a hospital department, in terms, like, aside from, you'd have, let's say you've got, like, I don't know, 20 people working in a department, and let's say you can have any kind of number of good people working there, as opposed to not very well people. And so obviously if you've got a really strong team, then you're not going to have any people getting messed around. But if it's like half and half, then you just, on those days when you've got that set of people in work that are not going to say shit, that are going to take part in bad activities with you, in that case the cameras don't help you at all. It's just dark web resale. It sounds a bit mad. Like, it depends on the place. Depends on the place, the unit, good staff, bad staff. I'm just trying to say, I don't think the cameras help. I mean, I'm not particularly sure that there's anyone actually watching the cameras at any point. I think it's just meant to be there if something goes wrong, that you can refer to the footage. Man, that's a gold mine to resell, because of these things I've seen in hospitals, And it's like, yeah, so a lot of people don't think they're very well in there, and it's a dangerous environment. Imagine that I'm naked on a table, knocked out on drugs, so that I'm not there, I'm not going to remember. It's not nice. Showing me where to go and where not to go. I mean, look, I think this is one of the main things about moving. It's the nail on the head. It's like, if I go somewhere and I don't know anybody, then it's lonely as hell. It's like, and this is how people end up kind of having, unless they're actually having a physical breakdown, which is a lot more likely and probably involved anyway. But when people have like mental breakdowns and stuff, often it's just because I don't know, man. I actually don't want to even get into that. That would help. I put the retouch on, and I think that's really generous. Let's turn it off. Wow, lines. Blur me. Wow, I'll leave it off. There were 50 dogs, 50 cats, 13 ducks at the pet store. 13 people took them away, and they added 50 more ducks and 19 more cats and 2 dogs. How much animals is that together? What, that's been left over? 50 plus 19 and 2. 69, 72 animals at the pet store. 50 of them are ducks. I don't think this is not a real question. Laureline, Nataza, Laura, Lynetta. Hey to you too. Longest name, shortest comment. Is it Christmas? I've been saying happy Christmas. I think the earlier the better. I really dislike that when people leave saying happy Christmas to the very last minute, like the actual day. A lot of my family do that. It's Advent. We can say happy Christmas all we like, all day long. We do not need to wait for the 25th of December. All right, I'm going to turn my retouch back on. I think this has been enough time now that it's going to have... Oh, you're still here. I was just going to move myself along, to be honest, because I want to say this for the 3rd time now. I was doing a live stream. YouTube literally kicked me out. Like, I literally watched the screen just disappear, and I was back on my homepage. And so I can't get back into the live stream, and I can't stop the live stream, and it's just showing... You were there anyway, you commented. I went and I saw you commented what's going on. It's just... So I thought if I'll go live again, hopefully it will make it stop. Because it's not even watchable. Chris, you know what? I feel like there is so much truth in that. Actually, Belfast. I don't know if I always call you Belfast. It is a great time of the year. I think it's a pity that people still feel very pressured to spend a lot of money on each other. Because, you know what? If I had a family of like 4 of us, I would actually probably veto presents almost 100%. Like maybe 1 gift per person. And then the rest of the money, just like put it together for like a holiday or something. I'd rather go on holiday over Christmas than have loads of gifts, I would say. And yeah, I know parents buy practical things for their children, like clothes and shoes and everything. It's just, it isn't what the season is about. And I know this is not a hot take, because people have been saying for years it's too commercialised. And it's just like, I have quite a large family, and I obviously recognise Advent, but I don't actually celebrate Christmas, and I haven't done for over 10 years, because I'm a member of the Baha'i faith. So it's like, are we going to do Ramadan? Are we going to do everything? And it's like, I do always acknowledge these time periods, festivals and everything. And obviously I really enjoy Christmas time. But, was I going somewhere with this? A few years ago, when I used to buy my family gifts, like, I used to literally get into debt till April just because of December. It would take me till April to pay off, because my family's so big. 2 half-sisters, 2 brothers, mum, dad, stepmom, stepdad. And like, that's just... and then they started having kids as well. So it's like too much for one person to do that. So I think... like, I probably was one of the worst for it. Like, I like buying gifts. Like, it's probably one of my love languages anyway. Anyway, in a roundabout way, I'm just saying it's a great time of the year. I think families should spend less money on their kids and just generally on buying stupid gifts and go on holiday instead. And also make use of the January sales. Like, why spend so much money in December? All right, you've got Black Friday, sure, but then December you're going to buy more and more and more and more. You just wait for the 26th. Like, it seems stupid to me just to follow a tradition to give tons and tons of things. Then we have this whole narrative of like the good kids get presents from Santa, and it's like there's lots of really good kids whose parents can't afford to do a big Santa, so that's a bullshit narrative. Imagine being a Janny Clips is here. Hello, I haven't seen you in ages. Why did you freak out and strip on stream? Do you want me to do it again? No more freaking out and stripping on stream. Not for a while, babe. I don't know. I don't think so. It's been 21 minutes. Janny Clips. How come you never clip my work? Is there nothing? Like, could you not even get like a 2-minute clip of something that I've said that you think's funny? Like, I've got hours and hours and hours and hours and hours of ad-libbing online. Some of it more successful than others. Some of it makes sense as a whole, but is there nothing that you can clip for me, man? You've been following me for at least 2 years. Your name, I never banned you. You've never been banned because I haven't done any unbanning. So you can't have been banned. It's just, you clip people taking the piss out of them. Why don't you clip my funny stuff and go and put it all over TikTok? Or do I just look too unappetizing? I mean, that's a real fucking question. Like, I'm pretty sure I never banned you. Oh. Do you know the local Subway to me does jacket potatoes, and there's something so disgusting about jacket potato that's been left to go cold. And if you don't actually put it in the microwave for more than 5 seconds, like they put it in the microwave for like, I reckon, I'm not even sure that he turned it on. And then he's mushing the butter into it, and it's like, it's not even hot. And it was like £7 for a cold jacket potato with tuna and something, cheese. I don't think I've ever banned you, Janny. I'm just really disturbed by the way, like, the shape of all my bits, like, especially where, like, I was so big and then I lost weight and then all the skin is stretched out and not gone back to normal, which is because I have a collagen disorder. So if I stretch like a ligament, then it won't go back. It doesn't, like, tighten up again. So, because if I just put, I'm sat like a retard right now, but as someone who's late, I just like, yeah. Just keep in one position. Post what? I never did anything. I never did anything to you, Janny. That is the real answer. I'm bored, like, and you know, like, I had to borrow money off Ocado because Ocado will do a delivery without taking a payment, and then obviously they'll come for their payment, but they're the only supermarket that I know of, and I love them for it. They've helped me so much this year when I've run out of money, and I'm like, I'm still able to buy some bits and bobs, and then I get paid, and then I pay them. And they had Disaronno on special offer. They had Bailey's. Litre of Bailey's on special offer. They had mulled wine on special offer. That I really love mulled wine. And I did my shopping and I had those 3 items, 4, because 2 bottles of mulled wine, a litre of Bailey's, and 70 centilitres of Disaronno, all on special offer, all reduced, all in my basket. This came last week, and I took them out of the basket because I was like, number one, I don't have very much money, and I already spend too much money on cigarettes. I'm a smoker. Number 2, those things will get me drunk. And especially when it's something like Bailey's, like, that can get me drunk kind of all day, every day through the month, if you know, goes in coffee. And so I put them all back. I never didn't buy them. I mean, I went through the checkout, and then I thought about it. I was like, oh, I better remove those, and I did, and that's good. So I'm not begrudging the fact that I'm sat here sort of soberish. It does help with pain, but a surgery would be more appropriate, and so would physio. So, but that's not the treatment for manic depression and schizophrenia, so I don't know how to get around that. So that's cool, fine. I've got no alcohol. I have marijuana that I put through a vaporizer. I have cannabis oil that I make myself at home in a machine. I'm super, super, super lucky for that. And I don't need to be a bit tipsy as well, because I'm already having the equivalent of epileptic absences all the time, where I'm just passing out with pain from doing stuff, basic stuff. So I'm doing less and less stuff because I cannot cope with continuously going into a pain crisis without help. So yeah, better not just keep putting alcohol on top of it. Anyway, it's an inflammatory, I'm gonna have an inflammatory response to it if I do that as well, because all the sugar and everything, and it's gonna heat me up. And then no regrets to be here like a week later to be like, oh, nothing to drink. I don't remember having anything to drink last week, or this, you know, it's like it's not a thing for me, but I have to keep an eye on it, because if I don't keep an eye on it, it becomes a thing without me noticing. And it's already been a thing in the past. Like I reached latter stage alcoholism by the time I was 27, which meant I lost my tolerance to alcohol. And then that obviously affects my speech still, and so does having had my jaw broken. So many times I would assume that people might think I've had a drink when I don't even know when the last time I had alcohol was. And I can't really change that unless I'm going to like put on a different voice for every person I speak to. And then I'm also very dependent because of the hearing loss that I've had through the brain injury, which is not like, it's not like I can hear. In fact, my hearing is so sensitive for my age, it's ridiculous. But how other people speak to me, like, that really affects me. And speaking slower to me does not help. In fact, I am more likely to lose track of what you were talking about before you even know it, and just die of boredom in the first place anyway. Janny, I think I am reading chat, but I can't read chat and speak at the same time. But since you commented, there's only been somebody saying hi loads, whose name, again, why are your names, people, so similar in many ways? Like 2 words and then numbers. And then he wrote, I'm ignoring you. Yes, I was ignoring you because I was speaking. I'd be a hit, would I? Yeah, no, it would be great fun to walk around interacting with people, but there needs to be nothing wrong with me to do that, and I'm very far from that point. I'm enjoying doing some, when I listen to beats and stuff, I'll like, sometimes I'm really inspired to like just rap along in my head. At some point I would love to just have a mic set up, obviously like the technical side of it sorted out, so I can just rather than having to write, I might be able to put some bars together. But again, that situation is not now. What's YouTube generated? Perks? I don't need any perks. I want to make an angry face at me. I do really love like IRL stuff, but I mean, because my background is in street theatre as well. Or just theatre in general, so yeah, that's like the whole thing. It's like crowd, the live audience is the thing. But it's got to be with a purpose. I definitely wouldn't do IRL where I was wanting to take the piss out of people or trying to set people up to look stupid. It would have to be something that was actually beneficial for everybody that was involved. And I think I wouldn't want to do anything taking the piss. Yeah, well, I definitely don't need to be like intermittently losing consciousness over and over again, like my circuit shorting out over and over again because the pain signals are so intensely loud, like, you know, I can't, and the swelling and everything, and hardly being able to like properly stand a lot of the time. Like, it's completely impossible. You don't see it from where you are, and that's cool. You can't see it from where you are. But think of the consequences of having a collagen disorder. Think of the consequences of having arthritis in your spine since you were a teenager. Think of the consequences of none of that getting treated. And also the chest problems. Like, that's a lot to have. And then the hormonal, like I have endometriosis as well. So like everything's cycling. It's not a good time to be going out joking with people. In fact, I wouldn't be doing IRL streaming. I would be doing clowning. I would do actual, like, more like clowning work. I've even got costume for clowning. It's probably a bit small for me now, to be honest. So I keep gaining weight as well, because I'm sure my thyroid medication is not up to scratch at all. I cancelled the last 2 blood tests I was supposed to go for my thyroid because I cannot get to the hospital and back under my own steam. Can't afford a taxi, or just like a myriad problems. Like I'm just basically not even really engaging with the health services because they completely overlook all of my actual problems and just keep treating me for schizoaffective disorder. And it's like, I've had enough of it a long time ago. I came out the other side of it, honestly. I used to be such a believer. I have a PayPal. You can find my PayPal using at Yashi 1980, or use the email address Yashasvi, sorry, I'll spell it, YASHASVI, 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 number 1, number 3, number 7, at protonmail.com. That's how you can find my PayPal. If you want to donate to me to encourage me to keep going, I appreciate it so much. It is like rocket fuel for me. I get it so rarely, and it always means a lot. So if it's from a genuine place, like if you're going to donate £1 to be an arse hat, go ahead and donate £1 to be an arse hat. But over the years, every now and then somebody will throw £20 at me or whatever it is because of YouTube, just to keep going. And it means the world. And in the summer as well, I had a Patreon, which I had a monthly subscriber. And like, Jesus Christ, the man only subscribed for £2 a month. But it meant someone believes in what you're doing. Someone wants you to keep going. Somebody wants to see what's going to happen next. And the quality of my output improved hugely when people donate to me. I can't even tell you, because I'm always working with the interface of having no viewers. And even though I know that's not true, and even though I get so much blowback in other ways from being online because of the other people working in the creative art space, it's not even to do with me, it's because of them. And I always get a lot of blowback from people, and it means the world. But still, I'm dealing with pain. I fall asleep. I wake up and then where the heck I am anymore. I've got to deal with all crap coming off my chest. And then I go online and I look at the interface and I've got no viewers. So it's a really difficult balance, kind of mentally, to keep a hold of things. And then when people have donated over the years, it's just a really good, useful exercise. It just gives me a massive boost, and I'm sure that my stuff is better for it. But also, and I had another point. I closed my Patreon because I just didn't want Marty to keep giving me £2 a month when I've just been feeling more and more that there's no work forthcoming. I mean, obviously I've made a job out of this. It's not like it was necessarily, I don't know if it was like necessary in the first place. It's been necessary for me, and like I said, some stuff's more successful than others. Like the dihydrocodeine playlist was 1,000% necessary for me at that time. You know, withdrawing from codeine at home alone, you got to do something to keep checking in. But in terms of like, look, dedication, right? I am committed. I just didn't want to keep Marty to keep giving, and like me feel like under pressure to keep doing something like work for £2 a month. I don't know if that makes any sense. I know that my health needs are way more pressing than anything on YouTube. And I can't get any attention for that. And I don't have family to ask for support. And I don't, if I end up with a GoFundMe at some point, it will say that I'm going to pay every penny back again to a charity like Endometriosis UK on the sale of my place. But at the moment, there's no GoFundMe. It's really disabling living with this kind of pain. And it to be so many different diseases. It's not like one thing. It's like a whole list of things. And then to have post-tubal sterilization problems as well for 6 years. Like it's so bad. And I genuinely feel like the metal is not just like, it's not an immaterial thing. Like, I'm pretty sure you can fuck around with a person that's got metal inside of them if you've got the right equipment. And even if you can't, then if I'm just left in this pain because of the sterilization, I did wake up screaming from the surgery. And I complained immediately. And I never stopped complaining about it. But I had a drug habit at the time. I had a really bad life-controlling drug habit. Moved home. COVID happened. I kept asking. And they kept treating me for mental illness. So when I get the money together, I'll pay it for myself. And thank you, I don't trust your surgeons anymore anyway. So I don't care if it's free. I'd rather wait for the help. But my home has been on the market 5 times since 2018. I bought it in 2016. And this time that I've done it on my own with Purple Bricks, I don't have £1,000 to pay for the advert to go onto Rightmove. But I've had 2 more views than at any time when it's been on with an agent. When it's been on with agents 4 times in the past, they've never had a view. And I put it on with Purple Bricks and I've had 2 views. 2 views, 1 offer. After 2 weeks of accepting their offer, they hadn't got their conveyancer's details to me. So I just was like, assume they're not serious anymore. And another couple, I think they want a second viewing and then maybe they'll make an offer. And it's like, so it's not like I haven't wanted to try. It's like I've tried. I'm really incapacitated by this. You can't tell because I still show up. I have to show up because I've got nowhere else to be. Sometimes it's backfired. But let me tell you, all they want to do is treat me for mental illness. And I'm like, I think there's a problem in my body. And this is not just me. This could be your mum, your sister, your girlfriend. It could be you. Do I stay or do I go? I really miss the days when I used to live stream with music in the background. So much better. Oh. Although one of the risks of doing that is every now and then the record label will say they don't want their music on your live stream, and then the only option is to cut out the segment where the music was on. So that's actually a big risk, because I know you might have said something in that 3 minutes that you don't want to lose, and they're like, no, you can't have our music. But most people, they just do their copyright thing so that they can get paid from their music being played. And you know, if that's what you want to do with people that are promoting your work for free, that's fine, you take the payment. Could have just had a tag on there to say where to find you. Or maybe I'm not trying hard enough and I should be saying with every new track, this is so-and-so by so-and-so, but unlikely. The point is, they are doing a service by giving us music to have in the background. It's not leased, so obviously they're going to do their copyright thing. And that is 1,000% better than saying that they don't want their music in there and then you have to cut that 3 minutes out, because that 3 minutes could be the place where you got to the bit, where you worked it all out. I'm joking, obviously. Play non-copyright music. The problem is, a couple of years ago, I got a new handset and I stupidly sold my other handset for not very much money because I needed the money. And then I left myself in a situation where I have no other device to play music because I'm sat next to a Bluetooth speaker, which could just quietly have some music playing. And unfortunately, ooh, it's actually showing now as being connected to this. I think I might have just done something weird. Those two were not supposed to be connected. I don't know how they just got connected. I think I'm going to go. Like, I feel like, or do I just keep going? I've got 11% battery. I feel like this is going to be a bit boring. Like, no, we're nearly there, aren't we? Like, we're, what, the 20th or the 21st today, are we? 21st? 20th. It was the solstice, isn't it? Well, my handset is a bit damaged anyway, so I'm lucky that I can use YouTube Live and it actually record me. Because if I, say I phone someone, WhatsApp, whatever, and I have my loudspeaker on, I can hear the person, but they can't hear me. And if I go to StreamYard, all StreamYard does now when I stream from StreamYard is if I stream for 3 minutes, say, the mic is on. There's no question about the mic being fucking on. And it will just play static when I play the recording back again. That's all it plays, just static. So there's something to do with my handset. I'm going to go. I appreciate you being here. Go back to being on my own. Well, I'm already sat here on my own, aren't I? I don't know. And not. So many paradoxes. So I've got Marshall over ear headphones, and they used to have a connection, and then I literally think it's just like the Apple bit is broken, so I don't have them wired in now, so I use them Bluetooth. And I don't know what it is with that headset, but it winds up making my head feel funny as heck. And again, that's the funny thing, it's just all this wireless technology has been around for, you can't even measure the shortness of the amount of time that this tech that we've had has been around for such a short amount of time. And I do believe we're being led down a blind alley where there is some potentials with the tech that we use that aren't all that user friendly. I don't know, my headphones make me feel funny. I prefer to have in-ear wired in, basically. So, because yeah, I could do that, couldn't I? And sometimes I do that. But I mean, I remember doing a live stream in the summer, and I was in the park and I was using my Bluetooth vaporizer, and for once I looked really pretty and I had on a dress and I was using the vape. It's about a 12-minute live stream. And then, so after 6 minutes of using the vape, I've got into talking, and I'm really talking about the right to grow and how we should be allowed to grow cannabis, to cook with it, and, you know, use it as a dry herb in vaporizers and cooking, and drink it fresh. And I'm going on and on about the right to grow and how it's better to use a vaporizer. And all of the audio in that is cut off. And I just mention it because I was wearing those Bluetooth headset. There's just no reason for you to be recording a 10-12 minute live stream and you're recording through the Bluetooth headset mic. Nothing went wrong. Like they make an alarm in my, if the battery is low, they go do 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 do, and it will do that for like a few minutes before it cuts out. None of that's going on. Just I'm talking about things that YouTube's like, well, fuck you, and they just cut me off. There's no audio. And you know, sometimes it will happen a bit. It's just us. Nothing's that secure when you're talking about electrics and things. Like, it's very, very hackable. We're very, very hackable. So, but we're so completely dependent and reliant on all of these things. And you know, the few people that do still wire in their internet, they are so few and far between. So, and as far as I'm aware, it's a weapon grade system that we've built all around us, or we've had built all around us. We've all agreed to it. So we haven't been given all the right information. It's DARPA that created the internet. It's weaponry tech built all around us. We're hackable, electronic bodies, and the inferences are wild. I'm down to 9% battery. I really appreciate you being here. I'm sure that 45 minutes of streaming live on YouTube will have made the other live streams stop. And I appreciate you still checking in on me, Janny. And genuinely, if you ever wanted to like have a job clipping my stuff and putting it onto TikTok in like collaboration with me, so like I get to see it before it goes online, have a bit of a say in it. And now if you get monetized doing that, I'll split that 50-50 with you. If you wanted to do a TikTok of me. I mean, like, you'd have to... It is a lot of work, though, to be fair. Like, it's a lot of material to go through to be clipping. So you're very likely to not say yes to that. It's just because I'm on the phone all the time. And I just don't really have the beans to be clipping loads of bits. I've done some shorter videos, but they just are what they are. They're just moments in time, really, aren't they? And I'm trying to work with my handicaps. Well, Janny's written, at least you understand its work. Oh god, yeah, to do that. No, that's probably ridiculous. It was a really ridiculous proposition, actually. Well, I've just got this interest in creative arts, haven't I? So I've got everything I need, really. I'm going to move myself along. No, I mean, look, if somebody wanted to do a thing like that, and you'd have to kind of want to do it, then yeah, no. Do you think 50-50 taking of thingy would be... You might even need a bit more than that, really. You know, if you're like running an entire TikTok. But I never feel like that move to do it. I always sort of feel like they're... If I wanted to, I'm sure I would do it. Oh, okay. No, I would definitely do 50-50. I'm not sure which way around you meant 60-40. Well, anyways. I mean, I can stay and everything. It's just my phone is not plugged in. Oh, I just put myself in the bin, literally, man. I just threw, trying to... It's so ridiculous. What it is, I need to move this to plug it in. I've got to go. I've got no battery. VODs. Look through my VODs. Nah, I can see you doing it the other way round for that, like her having 40, you having 60. It depends. It's a fuckload of work. So I think it would have, I don't know, like, I don't see how it could be anything other than 50-50, really. Alright, goodbye, everybody. I love you so much.